everyone, and welcome to Tour2Go, a show all about traveling and making you get up and go on adventure. I'm your host, Maricela Diaz. Amazing food, cool music, and lots of history, and it's right here in the USA. Do you know where we're taking you in today's episode yet? That's right, we are going to the Big Easy and you'll love the one and only city of New Orleans. New Orleans is the biggest city in Louisiana and one of the most unique in America. Founded in 1718, it started out as a French colony. Named after the Duke of Orleans, it was ceded to the Spanish Empire in the Treaty of Paris. It was finally sold in 1803 to the US, and after that it became a harbor for Haitian immigrants who often brought back slaves with them. Thanks to the booming slave trade and the city's strategic location, by 1840 it had become the wealthiest city in the nation. Although it's had a rather turbulent past, the variety of people who immigrated to this city is what makes it a vibrant and unique place to visit. It is also the birthplace of some very distinct American traditions. One of these traditions is jazz. Although it's difficult to pinpoint the exact birthplace of this musical genre, New Orleans and its culture played a big role in helping it evolve, allowing Europeans, Afro-Caribbean rhythms, and musicians to come together in one place. One of the most famous jazz musicians to come out of New Orleans was Louis Armstrong.
Lovers say in France, when they swing to romance, because it's oh so good. Yes, c'est bon. I'll say to you, like the French people do, Mama, it's so good.
If you want an authentic NOLA jazz experience, head over to the Preservation Hall in the French Quarter. This iconic building has been hosting the best jazz performers since the 1950s, and today it features live music every day of the week. Tickets are affordable, but be warned, the Preservation Hall sells no food or drinks, so make sure to take that into consideration when you visit. Oh my, that's some impressive history right here. We absolutely have to go to a jazz club in New Orleans one day. What's that? We did? Awesome! Let's hear some jazz then. The Big Easy also has a rich R&B history. Greatest artists such as Fat Domino and Lloyd Prince got their start here. Today, performers such as rap star Lil Wayne still credit the influence of these great musicians for shaping his style. Although it is hard to find a music venue exclusively dedicated to R&B, we did manage to find what might be the coolest music spot in the world. Just one word: bowling. Speaking of grabbing a bite to eat, New Orleans features some of the most exciting foods in America. There's too much to eat and drink for just one of our episodes, but here are some highlights. Let's start with the most important meal of the day: breakfast. Well, New Orleans has something better: beignets. These fried mounds of dough were brought over by the French Creole. They are sprinkled with powdered sugar and are better alongside a cup of café du lait, or hot chocolate. If you can't wait for one of these fried pillows of wonderfulness, head over to the Café du Monde, a New Orleans institution located in the French Quarter. Make sure to get there early, since this is a popular tourist destination and it tends to be packed. Now that we have breakfast breakfast covered, let's start thinking about lunch. Just as beignets are essentially donuts on steroids, New Orleans sandwiches are so much more than just sandwiches. One of the most iconic is the po' boy. As many other things in the Big Easy, it has a rich history, in this case, a 100-year-old one. The most popular sandwich filling include fried oyster, shrimp, soft-shell crab, catfish, or roast beef. Po' boys are such a popular dish that they are sold all over the city, and every local will be happy to tell you what his or her favorite po' boy spot is. If you find yourself hungry while sightseeing in the French Quarter, there's a pretty good chance that any restaurant you walk into will be able to make you a mean sandwich. Now, if po' boys aren't your thing, New Orleans has another souped-up sandwich that will rock your world, the mouffalette. Made out of an entire loaf of Italian bread, layers of cheese, salami, ham, and olive salad, this is a sandwich that begs to be shared. Oh my god, I don't know how someone could possibly be hungry after eating one of those sandwiches, but just in case you are, let me show you what's for dinner in the Big Easy. Probably the most recognizable New Orleans dish is gumbo, so of course we had to try some when we were down there. As most locals will tell you, this is perhaps the best dish that represents the mixture of cultures that makes New Orleans such a unique place. With its Native American, African, and French Creole influences, this hearty stew is something that you do not want to miss while you are visiting. Some restaurants that specialize in gumbo are Mr. B Bistro, the Gumbo Shop, and Louisa's by the Track. Okay, it's time to talk about something other than food. Let's do some sightseeing. New Orleans is a city with thousands of things to see, so it's impossible to cover all of these cool places in just one episode. Still, we did our best. Here are our top 5. You can't go to the Big Easy and not go to the French Quarter. This historic neighborhood is the culture center of New Orleans and the oldest neighborhood in the city. If you have a limited budget while visiting NOLA, don't worry. The amazing mix of Spanish, French, American, and Creole architecture in this neighborhood makes it a perfect spot for relaxing mornings or afternoon strolls that won't cost you a cent. Make sure to check out the beautiful iron balconies on the House of the Lion Jackson Square. For a unique shopping experience, visit the French Market, the oldest market in the country. There is one particular building in the French Quarter that deserves special attention, the Herman Grima House. Considered by many to be the finest example of American architecture in this area, this historic house offers you a glimpse into NOLA's past. Built in 1830, this beautiful restored mansion features the only working open-air kitchen in the French Quarter. If you can, visit the house in October, where it's decorated in traditional Creole morning decor. If visiting the Herman Grima house didn't spook you, you should check out the cemeteries. I know, it sounds weird, but play along with me for just a second. With their elaborate crypts, New Orleans cemeteries are actually a big tourist attraction. With elaborate crypts, New Orleans cemeteries are actually a big tourist attraction. The most famous cemetery, St. Louis Cemetery No. 1, is located within walking distance of the French Quarter. This cemetery is said to contain the remains of Mary Laval, the Big Easy's most infamous voodoo queen. If you are a fan of American Horror Story, you definitely know about Mary. She was one creepy lady. New Orleans has many parks, squares, and beautiful outdoor spaces. One of them is Lafayette Square in the Central Business District. This historical square is located across from the iconic Gallier Hall, once NOLA City Hall, so make sure to pay this building a visit. One of the coolest things about Lafayette Square is that it's been a venue for the jazz concert for over 150 years. If you happen to be in New Orleans in the summer, make sure to check out Wednesday at the Square, a free concert series featuring local artists. So if you're interested in music, the Square also hosts the city's Blues Ball Festival. If you want to end your trip to New Orleans in a truly unique fashion, head over to the Audubon Aquarium of the Americas. Featuring 10,000 animals representing 530 species, this is one of the leading aquariums in the US. Make sure to check out the piranhas, sharks, Mississippi River alligators, and African penguins. Yes, African penguins exist. So seriously, what better way to end your trip? We can't end our NOLA episode without at least making a reference to Mardi Gras. While we weren't able to be there for this mega party, make sure not to miss it if you happen to be in town. According on the days that lead up to Ash Wednesday, Mardi Gras or Fat Tuesday is a carnival featuring parades, costumes, music, heavy drinking, and of course, some nudity. If you want to get the full Mardi Gras experience, make sure to head uptown to see the amazing parades. There you have it, folks. One of the funniest, craziest, and most interesting city in America. Make sure to tune in for our next adventure. See you next time on Tour2Go.